RoboCop. More like WoboCop. I'm sorry. You want a shooter? You've got one. RoboCop Rogue City is surprisingly refreshing, but not because it's some profound experience. Rather, it's because of its ability to deliver solid gameplay as a traditional first-person shooter. It's not innovative, it's not groundbreaking, and it's not game-changing. It doesn't need to be any of those things, because it knows exactly what it is and it doesn't disappoint. And that's what's so rewarding about it. It's the game's adherence to exactly what makes shooters easy to engage with that makes it work so well. Spoilers for RoboCop Rogue City ahead. Reverence for its source material works in RoboCop Rogue City's favor, something adaptations coming from the theater screen to consoles and PCs often don't succeed in achieving. What you'd likely want from a game based around Paul Verhoeven's classic film is exactly what you'll get. Violence, satire, corruption, and an intriguing story about identity. RoboCop Rogue City is easy to pick up, but hard to put down. This playstyle is evident in the game's intro, which doesn't feature any long, drawn-out tutorials or lengthy intro scenes. The mechanics are natural, but addicting nonetheless. Shooting is always fun, and there's no shortage of things to shred with bullets or toss at your enemies to force them to explode in a fiery death, most often taking their punko friends with them. It doesn't play as fast as many modern shooters, and that's probably because of the clunky, robotic weight you feel when moving as the titular hero. Instead, Murphy plays more like a tank, and because of that, the player is more free to concentrate on the fun aiming mechanics and environmental advantages that synthesize with Murphy's artificial targeting systems. The more you think about it, the more RoboCop feels like it should have always been a viable video game franchise. Why did it take us so long to get here? Playing a video game as Murphy seems like an inevitability that was long overdue. The developers hit the bullseye in authenticity. Even the small character moments in which Murphy just has to do mundane police work are a great reminder that this character is committed to some idea of service, which gives players a break from the higher intensity action beats. These moments when you get to come up for air never overstay their welcome either, and they often add to the choice system the game uses, which continues to help dialogue options evolve. It's also a nostalgic 80s throwback. Look at all the punks. This dude is smoking inside. Check out this Firebird. Or maybe it's a Trans Am. I don't know. It's awesome. The upgrade system is simple, but robust and effective. Each skill bar offers different perks that are all enticing to different playstyles. I had a hard time choosing how to spend my first credits because every option in this OCP upgrade interface seemed like something that might come in handy or increase the level of fun when battling enemies or searching for clues. And don't forget about that classic Auto 9 because there's plenty of skill trees to get that bad boy rocking as well. You'll be using it as your primary weapon, and because of that, it features an unlimited supply of ammunition. Don't sleep on some of the philosophical ideas RoboCop Rogue City explores either, because many interactions force the player to contemplate what appropriate justice looks like in a given scenario. Whether or not you adopt a rigid attitude with regard to the law or a lenient approach, many of the choices available force the player to pause and consider what their own perspective is on how to handle a given crime or transgression. Sometimes you'll just want to pick the fun option. The game seemingly never forgets that Murphy is a cop and therefore an investigator, but you won't have to face challenging puzzles in these crime scenes. They're short and sweet and effectively remind the player that Murphy is continually trying to serve some form of justice in this corrupt, dystopian city. When prompted with dialogue options, I generally pick those that would uphold RoboCop's directives, but also the ones which humanized Murphy. I found that aspect really fun to explore.
This is how I see myself.
When you're not unloading the Auto 9 into enemies, the scenarios are generally creative. Take for example this section in which you have to interrogate Soot. You get him to talk by destroying his band equipment, reminding the player that not all problems are solved efficiently with a gun. But chill, most scenarios are best handled with bullets. The storytelling here is brisk yet impactful. The first major plot point is one I could see coming, but effective nonetheless. It's personal to Murphy, and that makes it more meaningful. The narrative doesn't stray far from what the franchise always seems to focus on, but it's been a while since we've been graced with Murphy's presence, so the story is familiar and welcome. Are the character models perfect? No, especially not the citizens you'll interact with, but Murphy looks great every time he's on camera, and that matters. Whenever the player enters one of these shot reverse shot dialogue moments, the lighting is reflected in that shimmering suit of armor. It just looks great. Many beloved characters are here, from Ann Lewis to Sergeant Reed and the hulking Ed 209. I'm impressed that the team recruited Peter Weller because it really adds that extra authentic touch to the narrative. There were times when I wanted to do things I couldn't, such as talk to all these people in the police station, but that's not what this game is about. And I appreciate its simple, easy to track objectives. And speaking of objectives, some of them seem superfluous and meandering, but they provide players with an experience that helps the world feel lived in and the characters alive. Though I may not enjoy completing every small task the game throws at me, I know there are players out there who will. The game also provides a good amount of challenge, but not so much that it becomes punishing. I did my first playthrough on hard mode, and it wasn't until I encountered situations in which there were tons of enemies on screen that I started dying. Restarting from the checkpoint gives you the pause you need to reconsider how to best navigate battle sequences and reevaluate how you use the environment to your advantage. Though most of the enemies you'll fight feel relatively similar, there's some decent variation in the form of fast-moving bikers, snipers, armored attackers, and even Ed 209 itself. If you told me a year ago that this title was going to be one of the most enjoyable of 2023, I wouldn't have believed you, but it really is. It's a fun, lean, mean machine, and you should absolutely give it a go whether you're a fan of the franchise or shooters in general. It's a great reminder that sometimes simplicity is best. RoboCop Rogue City does not disappoint.
Take him away. Next, please.
If you like this video, feel free to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up or comment. Share it with your friends or first-person shooter fans. I'll be back with more soon. Be nice to each other in the comments. Thanks for watching.